Hey Lori, how's it going?
Good. Things are going good. How are you?
Awesome, perfect. Doing great. Yeah, thanks for coming on and just kind of sharing your story to everyone. So
Yeah.
I know you were kind of dealing with a lot of foot, ankle pain before we started working together, but why don't you kind of take it away and tell us a little bit more about like what you were struggling with before we met?
So before we met, I was struggling with I'm trying to get my camera right, sorry. I was struggling with plantar fasciitis. I had been struggling with it for around 2 years, maybe a little bit longer. It started in the middle of a marathon training cycle. Was bad. I was using this tape and stuff just to get through my marathon. About a week after my marathon, I tore my plantar fascia and my left foot, which after coming back from that was great because I've never had any pain again in that foot. But my right foot just kept getting progressively worse. So I tried a Rosti, I tried shock therapy, I tried everything but surgery and injections. Just seeing different doctors, different exercises, different workout stuff, not running, plates in my shoes, all kinds of stuff, and nothing was just working. I kind of just thought that that was just going to be the rest of my life was running in pain. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, so I know you said like you were dealing with this thing for 2 years. I know you said Rossi had like some good results, but at the end of the day, it didn't wasn't really solving your issue. Um, and then we kind of met together, but kind of going into this, like you were in this 2 year span of not being able to run. Like, what was that kind of mindset? And what were you thinking in that stage?
So like I would feel better, so I would start running again, thinking this is going to be the time that I was able to just go. And I start doing good, and then my foot would just start hurting me so bad, and it hurt like not even when I ran, but like anytime, like, and it felt like I was just never going to be able to run again. And so it was depressing because I still have so much I want to do with my running and stuff, but I was just thought that it was just never going to be able to, it just wasn't going to be possible. And that was just, I'd almost started to like give up on the idea of ever running pain free or being able to run like a marathon or any substantial distance again because it's wasn't just wasn't meant for me. It's kind of the way I felt.
Yeah, definitely. I know it can be frustrating to be in this kind of phase where you don't feel like there's any hope. I know you got imaging done. I'm not sure if you ever went to a doctor and what kind of advice they gave you.
So I had imaging done. Fortunate for me, I work at an imaging center, so I was able to get imaging done, and my radiologist would look at them and tell me what was going on. Whether so, I did see ortho multiple times, and I actually went to San Antonio Orthopedic Group, and they're the ones that did the shock therapy on my foot, which I was hopeful. But he told me after 5 treatments, if I wasn't like completely pain free, that it wasn't going to work, and so it didn't work. Um, but the advice was, run less. They never really told me don't run, but run less, take rest days, don't run if it's hurting you, and do different stretches. Stretches was always the big thing. Stretch my foot this way or that way to help. Sleep in a boot, which is awful. Um, yeah, all those fun stuff. But yeah, I'm seeing like other than Arasti, I saw two different an orthopedic, the same one multiple times, and then a podiatrist with San Antonio Orthopedic Group as well, to try to help me with my issues with the plantar
Mhm.
fasciitis and wasn't.
Yeah, so you kind of were given some different options that were supposed to be solutions, but they didn't really give you any kind of fallback or something like that. Um,
No.
and then obviously you were in this position. We met. I heard your story. I felt like I could help you. But what made you like take that leap and like, hey, let's try something new that I hadn't done before, even though you had tried so many things already.
Well, I I did look at your Instagram, so I kind of looked at that, and I thought, like, well, he has a history, and he's suffered from, knee pain, and he was able to actually fix himself. So maybe, hopefully, he can help me. And then when we talked, you just felt so confident that you could help me. And you're a runner yourself, which was, I felt like for someone like to go to see an orthopedic doctor or to go see somebody who doesn't run, or just somebody in the general public that, that you talk to and you say you have all these issues, it's like, just don't run. And that just doesn't feel like it's an option for someone who likes to run. I mean, and I felt like since you were a runner that you had more insight on like what it felt like to not be able to run. So
Yeah,
yeah, that was a big part of it.
and then we'll get to kind of like how we ended up as well. But when we started working together, how soon did you start to like feel like, okay, this is actually going to work?
Um, I think almost immediately. And I was super excited. And you were like, okay, don't be too excited because, it's not linear. And you were so um, realistic with me, like very transparent. Like you may, healing's not linear. You may feel great one day and not great 2 days from now. So don't be discouraged. And that was helpful because my brain is like, oh, this is working. Oh, it's not going to work. So with everything I had been through, I was just like, okay, but you were so transparent with me that but I do feel like I had a lot of, so some of the issues was correcting the way my form was. And so correcting that took the pain away from my feet, but now I'm adjusting like my hips and my pelvis. So I had some little discomfort. So we just worked through every step of that, which was just, yeah, it's been a great process. But
Mhm.
yeah, it was almost, I think, immediately that my foot was starting to have some relief from the pain. Even if
Yeah,
it took a little longer to get like pain free, the pain let off like almost immediately after we started working together.
yeah, you were able to make some really good gains right away. You kind of mentioned started getting into like a little bit of the differences and like what you tried previously compared to what we did together. What do you feel like was the biggest difference in like the approach that you had before and then this newer approach?
I think that the approach they had before is one, a lot of stretching. And I was even actually told by my running coach and by but like the orthopedic that, lifting, is loading my foot. So if I'm running and I'm lifting weights that load is load regardless of how it's coming. So I wouldn't be able to do both. So there wasn't a whole lot of strength training or stability training. It was all mostly just stretching, rolling, all of those things, which is very different than what we're doing. We are doing the stretching part, but you were very transparent with me about, the rolling. Yes, it makes you feel better, but it's not fixing the problem. So I feel like even with the Rosti, yeah, we're gonna fix the problem, but we're not gonna tell you how to not have it come back again. We're gonna put a band-aid over the problem, but we're not actually ultimately finding out what's causing the problem. And that's what I feel like we've done together, or what you've done.
I mean, it's a team effort for sure. But yeah, a lot of it is uncovering, okay, what's like the root cause and really
Mhm.
going after that. And I mean,
Right.
fast forwarding to like today, like how much of a difference have you noticed in your foot pain since we started?
My foot does not hurt at all. I have zero plantar fasciitis pain at all.
So makes me so happy to hear that. Because I
Me
mean,
too.
I just love seeing the your guys' results and it's huge. Um,
Yeah.
I know we've had a really good experience together. You were able to run your marathon these couple weekends ago, and how did that go?
Great. Like I said, I got a little cold, so I think that kind of it was because this is old Texas growing used to being cold. Um, um, but other than that, it was beautiful. I ran pain free. I had zero problems with plantar fasciitis. I ran nonstop, which is the first time in any race where I didn't have to walk at all, which for me was bigger than the time because I had the distance of not walking. Um, so it was definitely a win, and not having the pain in my foot or worried
Yeah.
that my foot being in so much pain that I just felt like it was going to tear at any moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to get back to. We're trying to get back to racing. Anything else that you would like to add?
One thing I would really like to thank you, because you have been, like I said, I've said multiple times, you have been very transparent with me. This experience has been great. You've been patient, and when I don't do my workouts, you don't send me messages like, "Hey, what?" Which my running coach does. But but you've also been like, hey, if you're not feeling right or something's not feeling wrong, like you encourage me to reach out to you. You're not like, don't wait until the next meeting, like let me know. And then yeah. So and then when you knew I was struggling with my hamstring, you reached out to me like, hey, how's it going? How the exercise is feeling? And I'm not typically the one that would want to reach out because I feel like I'm bothering you and I can just wait. But you were very straightforward about, hey, reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. And I appreciated that because, like I said, I'm not the person who normally does that because I don't want to feel like I'm bothering you on your time. So I appreciated that part probably about our experience together. Not only am I pain free, but I appreciated the opportunity or your messages to me and to come to let you know how I'm doing and if I think something wasn't working or something wasn't feeling good to let you know. And so I appreciate that a whole lot.